on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 21 Ultimate Team video. Today we're going to be breaking out the training point spreadsheet for the first time in Madden 21. We're going to be using this spreadsheet all year long. It's going to help you find the cheapest training anytime that you want. I will share it with you in a moment here, and we're going to go through the auction house and try to find out how to get cheap training. So what is training used for? If you're new to MUT this year, it could be used for numerous things, but right now, most importantly, it's pretty much just for power-ups and buying playbooks and uniforms, things like that in the store. Why do you want training? You want to power up your cards, of course. If you don't know what powering up is, we are going to link a video to this one. So in the upper right part of your screen, there should be a circle with the letter I. It's going to link you on how to power up cards in MUT 21, and then also how to use power up passes, because that's something you kind of need training for as well. And right now, like it's been for the last 2 years, training is very, very expensive. As the year goes on, it gets much, much cheaper, but we have a spreadsheet that you guys can update yourselves year-round that's going to help you calculate those values, and we'll be dropping videos like this, probably weekly for the first couple months of MUT on, the training point values, what's the rates going for, what are the moves to get cheap training, what are we using training for, because we've seen in years past, there have been promos that you can buy packs with training, so hopefully that's something that comes around. I believe last year, MUT Superstars was one of the first promos we got, and that one had training point packs. So it could be right around the corner with the full release coming out on the 25th. Who knows? So here is the spreadsheet. Couple things to note with this spreadsheet. The prices that we're looking at right now are on Xbox only because that's the only console that I'm playing on. Throughout the year, we this year are going to be able to update it with Xbox and PS4 because I now have both consoles. Before, it's always been PS4 only, but now that I have both consoles, I'll have the game on both consoles. We'll be able to update this spreadsheet eventually to have the current or average cost for Xbox and PlayStation. Second thing, the link to this spreadsheet is down below in the description. Here's the great thing. You can edit this spreadsheet yourself. You can make whatever changes you want to it by going to File and Make a Copy. It will give you the option to rename it or make the name for it. And then once you do that, you can go in and change it yourself. So I'll show you why you would want to change things yourself, and you can always add to it as well. We're going 77 through 89, but I intentionally left 77, 78, 79 blank because prices right now are just way too high on these cards. There's not really good value at all. That could certainly change by Tuesday when more people get their hands on the game, packs start to be opened up. I do expect prices to go down momentarily, probably Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday. And then historically, we saw prices go up after that. That's been the way in MUT for, 3-4 years now. So that's what my prediction is. Could I be wrong? Possibly. But just going off the trends that we've seen years past, these prices tend to go up. So if you are looking for training right now, these are the current lowest values. I updated this right around 1 p.m. Eastern time today. And if you take a look at the spreadsheet, it's a little rare. Normally, the higher card you buy, the more expensive card you buy, you're getting a better value per training point or coin per training point. This time around, it's really the sweet spot is kind of 81s and 82s. If you look at the spreadsheet, very, very close. 81s are at 34.78 coins per training point, and 82s are 34.38 coins per training point. Now, for all my MUT veterans out there, you guys know we've seen this get as low as 1 to 2 coins per training point as the year goes on, and when more higher overall cards come out, the ones that are kind of below that tend to get a lot cheaper, but these are the best values now. One other thing about this spreadsheet, the average cost is basically the number. I went through the auction house, each overall, sorted through a bunch of different positions. This is the average lowest value that I found. I always want you to shoot for numbers lower than this. So we're going to go through the auction house together in this video, but what we're saying is if we're looking for 81s on the auction house, yes, the best value right now is 8K, and for 82s, it's 11K, but I'm positive you can find numbers lower than that, and that's what I want you to do. So shoot for anything under what's on this spreadsheet, and if you go ahead and make a copy to the spreadsheet, you can edit it yourself. So say you get an 82 for 10K, you can punch that number in all yourself. It will update, it does the math. You see for 1,000 coins cheaper on an 82, that drops all the way down to 31.25 coins per training point. So let me show you some of the cards that I purchased while I was kind of doing research for this video. and also trying to kind of debate on what I'm going to use them for. So we got a Drew Brees for 29K. If we look back at that spreadsheet, 85s were what, 37K, and that's not even really a good value. So we got one for under 30K. We got a Chris Harris Jr. For 22.5, basically. A Desmond King for a little under 9K, or a little over 9K, I should say. Those were just the three that I bought today. Another thing that you can use the spreadsheet for early on, right, is that I'm predicting pricings going up. I'm not selling any of the leads that I've gotten from packs that I have in my binder. You can kind of use this guide to just look for cheap cards to snipe. Even if you're not trying to get training from them, you can literally just go by this guide, right? And if you see something that's 2-3K under, you know, the normal market price, it's definitely worth going after. So for overalls that have a lot of items on the auction house, you're going to want to get really specific and sort by position. You see right now we have the quality filter at 80 to 81, and per the spreadsheet, 81s we're looking at for about 8K. So what I would basically do is just go through, and every single position we'd go through, you know, that Jimmy Garoppolo right there at 8K, that basically hits the lowest value that's on our spreadsheet. But I want to go a little bit lower, so there we go. We got a Damian Williams that we can get for 7.6. By the way, I absolutely hate it. I could be wrong, but it just feels like there's an extra step to buying cards. I hate that it has to switch to another screen. I feel like that's really going to kind of hurt sniping this year. It's going to make it more difficult to snipe. But as you can see, we're basically just going through each position here and looking for cards under 8K that are 81 overalls. Usually the positions that are more frequent with cards on there are left end, right end, cornerbacks, most of the secondary, and then quarterback, halfback, wide receiver. Early on in the year, it is really tough to find, you know, like fullbacks, offensive linemen, you know, defensive tackles usually are a little bit tough. But as you can see, we're going through this spreadsheet and we're striking out right now, not finding many 81s on the auction house for under that 8K value that we were looking for. And I'm sure a lot of you are not new to my videos here. This tends to happen every time I go to hit record. We're unable to find anything. So there is an 81 overall for 7K. Let's hurry up and try to buy it. I'm lucky. I thought I wouldn't get that one. So if we go back to our spreadsheet now, and we got an 81 for 8K, I'm sorry, 7K. 8K was the value. We changed that to 7K, and boom, we got 30.43 coins per training point. Let's move on over to the 82s and see if we can catch any luck with those. And we were looking for, I believe, 11K per, judging by the spreadsheet. This one, I think you'll probably have more luck finding them cheaper. The 82s are probably going to be my best bet, honestly, that you're going to be able to find through cards. So again, with this position, there's so many cards on the auction house, you're going to have to go through each position. I meant to say with this overall. So there's an 82 for 9.2, and again, our spreadsheet said 11, so we got that well under the average lowest cost. If we put that in the spreadsheet, it's going to do the calculation. I would imagine it's probably somewhere right below, you know, 30 coins per training point. So I think at this point, you probably get the gist on how to search through the auction house. One other kind of slight trick that I want to show you guys is if you do a really wide filter, so lots of 82s and 83s in the game, we're going all offense, all you have to do is go to newest, and if it doesn't say 59 or even 58 minutes, you're not actually getting all the options that are available out there. So anytime you see that, that's when you have to get a little more narrow with your search and go by position. Now, if we take a look at a larger overall, so if we go to like 88s and 89s, which there are a lot less, you're going to see, you know, 58 minutes or 11 hours, because these are cards that are just going up. So when you get to a wider filter like this, you can kind of find more, or it makes it a little bit easier to snipe. So now we can just go to buy it now. If we were really looking to try to snipe or search for 88s and 89s, we could just jump back between the two here and go all offense, all defense, and it's going to give us all the results. Michael Thomas's were about 110K when I went earlier. I think with the higher end cards, that's probably the cheapest you're going to get an 88 for is 110. But looking at the spreadsheet again, those values are just not there. The sweet spot is 81, 82. Check for 85s as well, specifically Drew Brees, because I noticed he had quite a few cards that were like 30K or under. And if you get any really good ones, let me know down below in the comment section. Again, the link to this spreadsheet is going to be down there in the description of this video. It'll be in this video and basically every video from this point on that I upload. You'll be able to find the link to that spreadsheet. bookmark it, file, make a copy, edit it yourself. If you got any questions about it, let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.